Supreme Master Ching Hai's lectures are not a complete meditation instruction. Please do not try alone. For free of charge guidance, please visit godsdirectcontact.org or contact any of our centers near you.
Today's episode will be presented in English, with subtitles in Arabic, Policies, also known as Vietnamese, Bulgarian, Chinese,
Croatian,
Czech, English, French, German, Hindi, Hungarian, Indonesian, Italian, Japanese, Korean, Malay, Mongolian, Persian, Polish, Portuguese, Punjabi, Russian,
Sinhalese,
Spanish, and Thai. 欢迎并问候热心的观众，我是秀芳，来自好客的台湾台北市。台湾又称为福尔摩沙。台湾福尔摩沙是个小岛，遍布大自然的神奇美景。北部地区有古城、原住民村、绵延的山峰、美丽的瀑布和雕刻精细的庙宇。中部地区有一系列的美景。台湾福尔摩沙南部是本岛著名的文化中心，至今仍然保有许多早期移民出抵此地时的传统。台湾福尔摩沙的文化多彩多姿，来自不同背景和地区的人汇集此地，比如岛上的原住民、早期中国南方福建人、客家移民、荷兰人、西班牙人、日本人，以及晚近的中国大陆移民，全部都对台湾福尔摩沙的发展贡献良多。客家台湾福尔摩沙与中国大陆文化融合成一个丰富而多元的文化与社会，无论是宗教、建筑或语言，台湾样样俱全。我们很高兴为您简单的介绍美丽的宝岛台湾福尔摩沙。祝福您的生活时时刻刻体现真善美。清海无上师30多年来以神圣教理照亮世界，这位完全开悟的名师传授观音法门，帮助渴望的求道者即刻开悟，一世解脱。所有开悟名师都修观音法门，如佛陀、耶稣基督、先知穆罕默德，祝他平安，和古鲁那纳克。他强调，我们只要时时想念上帝，为他人无私奉献，遵循宇宙律法，将达到人类最高果位，了悟来到地球的目的。清海无上师慈悲为怀，是非凡的在世典范，经常援助难民、街友、灾民和需要帮助的人，给予物资和经济援助，以爱心抚慰他们。2006年，他获颁故事和平奖，此奖等同东方的诺贝尔和平奖。 他卓越的人道善行，多年来获颁无数奖项，博得世人无数赞誉。他戮力为动物发声，提倡和平爱心的植物饮食。他更许下宏愿，希望人类醒悟，众生皆神圣，缔造和平辉煌的纯素世界，动物和人类共存共荣。他以各种方式倡导纯素生活，例如广发传单，您也可以选择这样的生活。创设爱家、国际连锁纯素餐厅、无上师电视台。他也经常呼吁政府和媒体领袖，并参加气候变迁视讯会议。无论世人是否警觉，其努力影响世人志具，唤醒人们选择善待动物的生活，并奉行慈悲之道，天下才能永久太平，救地球免于气候变迁。青海无上师多年来足迹遍布全球，从美国到非洲、欧洲到大洋洲，对大众和他的徒弟讲经开示数百场，阐释各种灵性主题。今天有幸为您播出其中一场睿智开示。师徒之间节目播出
避免杀生恶业，以拯救地球。
青海无上师讲经节录3集之一。
It is true, exactly as you have said, that we are facing a very serious situation. However, we hope it does not have to come to the point of more conflict. We already have plenty. However, the most effective effort that can be made by any country to avoid further catastrophe, whether natural or man-made, is to promote a compassionate, noble lifestyle. Not only does this benefit the planet in its reduction of greenhouse gases, but being veg opens up land and delivers crops to humans that were previously being grown for animal feed. Moreover, a plant-based diet saves immensely on water. Meat production uses water in excessive amounts that we cannot imagine. You see, all this is important because if humans are in shortage of food or of water, then conflicts, of course, will break out. That is what the United Kingdom means by climate change is affecting national security. Not just for the United Kingdom, but everywhere in the world. When our family members are in danger of hunger or thirst, maybe we would do anything to bring food to them. So reluctantly, some virtuous or good people might even go astray and cause conflict between neighbors. And then, on a larger scale, it will cause conflict between nations. Scientists have documented that one serving of beef takes more than 1,000 gallons of water to produce. By contrast, sir, the vegan diet uses about 1/10 of that amount. So the water problem would also be completely solved if everyone is vegan. And as the killing karma is reduced, with people becoming vegan, all disasters will diminish. A more loving atmosphere will envelop our earth, and we would not even have to worry about war between countries. Because vegetarian diet will make people feeling peaceful, more clear-headed. So consequently, each nation would naturally have sufficient resources and wholeheartedly exchange help to each other. So the best way to prepare for conflict is to take complete prevention. The vegan diet will help us to achieve that goal, and almost immediately. Thank you, sir, for your caring. Yes, Professor Xiao. At the moment, we are the one that going through this crisis. But 40 million years ago, I did a research on Mars, and planet Mars did go through a similar situation as we are going through right now. In modern day exploration of the planet on the surface, NASA scientists have also found signs of previous climate change, as well as possible life that existed in the past on Mars. It is true that Mars used to be inhabited by beings like us, but as they raised more and more animals for meat, the methane gas from the livestock warmed the atmosphere, and the temperature triggered more gas to be released from under the ocean, from the permafrost and glaciers. So the entire planet became poisoned by gas, different gases. And within a few months only, almost all the population perished. It was a very terrible mass extinction. On the entire planet, only 2 million people survived. Those who were living virtuous lives and following the vegetarian diet. They were the survivors. If you look at the past history of our planet, there were also times of warming and a lot of changes and mass extinction as well. I'm glad you recognize that our planetary crisis is due to bad karma, meaning the retribution of unwholesome deeds. It is the law of karma, or cause and retribution, that is at work right now, and humans need a change of heart, because a change of human's heart will determine whether we can save the planet or not. The best way and the easiest way to free ourselves from this bad retribution is to reverse our action. Instead of killing animals, we live and let live. Instead of meat diet, we turn to be vegan. Because if we take a life, we own a life. We own a blood debt. As one scripture says, we own blood debt if we kill a life. It is a very precise universal law. We should thus do our best to live in love and kindness in order to beget such mercy and compassion from heaven. Thank you, Professor Xiao, for your very, very enlightened question. Thank you and greetings, Venerable Dada. What caused the economic crisis in the world? You know as well as I do, it's from bad karma, bad retribution of our actions for many, many centuries, not just now. From a more spiritual perspective, of course, we can see that the current global economic crisis is caused by our departure from the virtuous principles that we have learned from past and present masters, such as the basic concept of sharing and kindness, noble living and compassionate lifestyle. So we should remember that we are all brethren, and when one brother or sister is suffering, we all suffer one way or another. Our Creator has taken care of even the smallest insects and plants. God has given the world an abundance of resources to survive in comfort, as long as we live within the principles of virtue, moral standard, which ones again include no violence, no killing, no harming, ahimsa. And actually, this principle of ahimsa can be applied very directly to the economic picture. Recently, for example, a study conducted in the Netherlands found that the estimated total cost to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to a level where the earth would still be habitable, that total cost was estimated as 40 trillion US. However, this cost also was found to be reduced by half if people around the world reduce their meat intake, eat more vegetarian. And if people globally stopped consuming all the animal products altogether, meaning all the world people became vegan, then the savings would be 80%, meaning from 40 trillion US, if all the people became vegan on this planet, the cost would reduce to $8 trillion only to save the planet. That is a huge savings, sir, right? So we see that everything benefits from the compassionate lifestyle. With savings like the one just mentioned, we could invest in other life-improving measures, such as ensuring adequate food and shelter, education for more people in the world. And more people would automatically have food if everyone goes vegan. This is just an example, sir. But it is really true that being vegan can give us and all other beings on the planet a very ideal life, heavenly kind of life. Thank you, sir, for your concern and for doing what you're doing, for helping the world to save the planet, for asking a very important question. God bless you, sir, and your monks.
So is this leading to a new golden age? If there's enough people in the world that are becoming more compassionate and in harmony with nature, it sounds like a golden age of higher consciousness is attempting to get started.
Yeah, we are looking forward to that, James. But human is still a little long way to go back to their great self.
Yeah.
Anyway, we try as much as we can. I try the way you try, spreading higher consciousness, reminding people to go back to their greater self. Yes, we are trying, James.
Yes, a matter of education for a better world, and it's a non-stop process, just a lifelong commitment, really.
Right. It is, James. What else do we live for?
Right, it's all compassion.
Yeah.
All about compassion. In light of climate change and all of these crises we're hearing about, we can transform the crisis into an opportunity. How can these crises be turned into something good or silver lining?
The best, perhaps, that comes out of it is that we, the human race as a whole, start to reconsider how we behave, in terms of living in peace and friendship with all beings, because they are related to us. And if anything that comes out of this crisis is that maybe human will wake up, or stop their busy life and think for a few moments that maybe we should change the way we live our life.
That's quite a step of progress, isn't it, for someone to turn themselves around or make that evolutionary leap toward compassion?
We have to, if we want to catch up with other galaxy in the universe.
Yes. I've always been a great fan of the search for extraterrestrial life. And it's part of that whole radio theme of mine, too. Radio mysticism. You just broadcast and hope someone will answer back.
Maybe they do. It's just that our technology is not highly developed enough to understand them or to catch their frequency.
Right, yeah, that's right. They would be much more advanced, and we have to invent a whole new kind of radio for that.
And in order to invent some more extraordinary instrument or to have better technology, we have to survive first. And in order to survive, I have pleaded with humans to stop making killing karma, like killing animal for meat, killing each other. These are a big hindrance to our spiritual progress. And, of course, as well as scientific improvement.
Yes. Yeah, the connection between animals and global warming, the methane gas, and climate change. That's pretty amazing that if everyone became vegetarian, it would dramatically reduce global warming. I think people are just starting to hear about that.
Yes.
The population, they're just starting to hear. It's kind of like where smoking was once upon a time.
Yes, I hope so.
Smoking is bad for you. Eating meat is bad for you, too.
Yes. But we did not know that, cannot blame the humans for not knowing, because before there were not enough information available to them about the harmful effect of meat diet. And now there are some available, but then people are being too busy with all kind of other, pressing mundane worries like financial crisis, joblessness, and all kind of these things, and diseases that caused by meat to begin with.
Right.
To let them have not enough time even to find out the cause of their illness, of their problem, of the global crisis, and even financial crisis. They all come down to that karmic retribution of killing. I just hope people do realize that, because that's important. It's not just put down that piece of meat, but also the concept of being compassionate and loving and living in peace with all beings has to be propagated by the government, by the media, by religious bodies of the world. I do hope everyone work for that goal, work together.
Yes, it'll help in the world. And many people teach that, and you do too, that by being vegetarian, it makes it easier to meditate and to become more spiritually aware.
Of course. We cannot be rising high in our soul level of consciousness if we carry so much burden of blood debt and of guilt, of conflict within our consciousness and our conscience for being part of this murderous cycle.
Right.
Sorry for my blunt language.
Oh, well, meat is murder, as that film says. Yeah, meat is murder.
Yeah, there is a film?
Yeah, there's a video titled Meat is Murder.
Yes, it is. It is, James. What else we call it? Huh?
Right, call it what it is.
Take a life is murder, right?
Yep.
I believe science is doing a good job already in diligently researching and informing the public about the critical stage on Earth that we are facing in terms of global warming. Without science, we probably, the majority of us, would not have known anything at all about our dire state of planetary crisis. So after the United Nations announcement of the tipping point that marked an irreversible trend, many scientists have stepped forward with detailed research on climate changes. As a recent example, US and Canadian scientists traveling to the Arctic have noted increased methane gas being released from the Earth's melting permafrost, which is storing immense amount of methane beneath the frozen surface. Other research has also highlighted how quickly the temperature is rising in the Arctic, much faster than in the rest of the world. This means a vast quantity of methane could be released from the previously frozen soil very quickly, which would be a complete disaster for life on Earth. So we are truly in a grave ecological situation. And the scientists have done a fine job in raising awareness on the climate issues through their dedicated research and updated reports. If you mean the technology to minimize the global warming effect, there are some minimums that have been invented and installed, but the benefit is also minimum, eh? Even with all the scientific research and invention, even if we could have invented something more, it takes a long time. It takes more than what we can afford right now to bring them into materialization, you see? All other technology take a long time also to be in the market, to materialize, if we can make it till then. In trying to minimize these dire effects, both scientific and spiritual approaches can be applied. Scientifically speaking, methane from livestock is a major contributor to global warming today. This has been documented by many different scientific bodies, the first of which, of course, was the United Nations report in 2006. Everybody knows by now, called Livestock's Long Shadow. Since then, much more research has been published about livestock, meat production, and greenhouse gases. One fact is clear. If we stop meat consumption and livestock raising, we will also eliminate one of the most heat-trapping gases, which is methane. And since this gas disappears more quickly from the atmosphere, the planet will cool almost immediately. This will also address problems like the melting permafrost, which will otherwise emit more methane if nothing is done to halt it. We cannot blame the scientists or any scientific technology for the problem of our planet today. They have done their best. Even the spiritual people or non-spiritual people, we have to do our best as well. The fate of our planet is in our hands before the scientists can do anything to help us. Professor John Schellhuber, founding director of Germany's Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, and also chief government advisor on climate change to the German government, told Supreme Master Television in an interview that without changing course, our currently unsustainable practices will lead to a big crash. That's to quote him. And to stop this crash from being many times bigger, we have to act now. Professor Schellhuber said that the world's population cannot be sustained on the energy and land demands of a meat diet. So a switch to vegetarianism or veganism is needed to continue supporting our life on Earth. So this is the scientific perspective. But you are right also about approaching climate change from a spiritual standpoint. Every religion speaks in some way of the law of karma, or as you sow, so shall you reap. This is explained through science as a principle of physics, which says every action causes an equal consequence. So the law of karma and science are the same, meaning that whatever we do is returned to us. From this perspective, we would obviously wish to avoid killing, otherwise we will reap the killing karma in return. Otherwise, teachings of past and present masters have thus espoused only love and kindness toward one another. Thou shalt not kill is a basic precept of any faith. Therefore, we must return fully to our noble spiritual heritage. Only this can bring us permanent safety and protection by begetting the mercy of heaven in which we can take refuge. Muchas gracias.
Buenas tardes, maestra.
Buenas tardes.
Mi pregunta es, existiendo y respetando el libre albedrío que Dios da a los seres humanos, ¿por qué el hombre destruye el planeta que es su casa, perjudicándose él y perjudicando a sus cohabitantes? El mejor ejemplo es lo que está pasando con el calentamiento global, pudiendo tener unas consecuencias muy graves, como lo que ya pasó en el planeta Marte. ¿Por qué Dios entonces no detiene esto antes de que llegue a un punto crítico? Gracias, Master.
Buenas tardes, señor Castro. Another vegan. Very nice to see you. I'm glad you are vegan. For your question about free will and why humankind destroys their home planet, it is not that most humans intend to destroy. Many simply do not understand, are not informed. They don't realize the harmful emissions of the livestock industry, or that killing begets killing, and they are not aware that meat is another kind of addictive poison. They are not aware that meat is destroying our planet. So that's what we try to do now, to help inform people of the planetary benefits of being meat-free, as well as remind about the preciousness of all life and of being compassionate. In fact, the more that we find out about the meat industry, the more we know that it's a filthy, cruel enterprise where animals are tormented in their short lives from birth to their early death. But some of these facts are not easy to uncover, partly because the ones who sell the meat do everything to make it look attractive instead of telling the truth. And the meat industry are often hidden from the public eyes, so it's not easily detect by ordinary people. And then we can run out of time all too quickly. Like you mentioned on Mars, for example, the people did not know about the meat and killing karma. So at least you know, and I know, and we tell as many people as possible so that they also know. We have to be veg to save the planet. Your question why God didn't stop it before it was too late. You answer yourself, Senor Castro. God does not interfere with free will, and if the people don't know, they may sadly choose from ignorance. But we have the chance to change all that now because we know what we need to change. We know that the vegan diet is the only way, the fastest way. It's the only way to cure and save the planet. So with the help of people such as yourself, we can surely do just that. Please help spread the message to be veg, go green, to save the planet. Gracias, Señor. Nobody wants to do anything. We have solution, but they don't do it. There is solution. Only 3 steps, no? Vegetarian, sustainable energy, plant trees. How more simple can it be?
Yeah.
But nobody does it because not all government endorses and there's no sense of urgency and the media. We are the only one that air it on TV. I mean, almost the only one. I don't know any other air so often like we do about this.
No.
Yeah? But we are the one, I think the only one that air so often and care so much about it and give so much information about this. The evidence as well as the solution. We air every day, big scroll, 10 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. We don't take any donation and we don't take any advertisement money. You understand me? We're the only one that really unconditionally help. I'm trying so hard and the solution is so simple, yeah? If the government and the media jump in, yeah, and help and spread all this, say it's really urgent, everybody must do it, you know, then we still have time. Okay, short, but we have time to keep the planet as is, yeah, as is. Not as good as before, but as is, yeah? And not worse, no? But they don't do it.
Yeah.
We have solution. Everybody knows the solution. They're doing some, but it's not just doing. The government have to really broadcast about it, you know, on the internet, their internet. They have a lot of money. They can do everything. They're powerful. But I do my best, huh? The flyers, you know, seminars and everything, just for that, just to save the planet. And that's too slow, you know. It's too slow. Just like a little bit here and there. And the government has to say something, just like, okay, they ban the smoking, you see? So is it banned? Is it done? The government could do it, you know? It's easy. Look, they ban cigarette and it's banned. See that? And they ban drug, no? And it's banned, no? But it's not legal. Yeah. And the cigarette reduction now reduce a lot of illness everywhere in the world. People know that. The same with the climate change policy. If they just do what they know is good, then it's very quick. In no time, we will recover. Or we stop the effect, you know? Because if we don't raise any more cattle or animals, then the earth will be more sustainable. No more greenhouse gas or methane gas from the animals. No more multiplying all the time. Whatever we have already, we keep it, yeah? And no more, raising for profit and meat. Then the earth will recover, yeah?
Some of the benefits of a vegetarian diet: lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol levels, reduces type 2 diabetes, prevents stroke conditions, reverses atherosclerosis, reduces heart disease risk 50%, reduces heart surgery risk 80%, prevents many forms of cancer, stronger immune system, increases life expectancy up to 15 years, higher IQ, saves 70% of a total cost of $40 trillion for reducing global warming, uses 4.5 times less land to grow food, conserves up to 70% clean water, saves 80% of the cleared Amazonian rainforest from animal grazing, a solution for world hunger, free up 3.4 billion hectares of land, free up 760 million tons of grain every year, half the world's grain supply, consumes 1/3 fossil fuels of those used for meat production, reduces pollution from untreated animal waste, maintains cleaner air, saves 4.5 tons of emissions per US household per year, stop 80% of global warming, plus more. Save your life. Be veg, go green. For more urgent information, please visit www.suprememastertv.com/beveg.
Yeah, after a while, all the cows will be gone the natural way, and then all the land will be planted with trees, vegetable again, because if you raise cattle 50 years later, you still cannot truly cultivate on that land. It's been stampeded, and hard and deprived of sustainable quality. They just have to stop meat eating because it's bad karma also. It's not just about the methane gas. And every day we air all kind of warning sign and warning evidence. My God, what are they talking about all day except this? This is the only important thing right now, right? First you have to survive, and then you can do anything else you want. But if you don't survive, you don't have the planet. What's the use? Yeah? We try our best, né? Apart from working very hard already, we spread the news, we go out with flyers and everything, and we advertise on newspapers from our own pocket, yeah? We air it on TV from our own money. We tell everybody we know. Some do care, they say, oh yeah, they're interested, they want to know, they really care, but maybe they forget afterward, because there's TV to watch, theater to enjoy, husband and wife relationship, and children, and they don't seem to know what is a priority, more still money, business, There's a film called I Am a Legend, yeah? Will Smith, yeah? The city is besieged with mutated people who has been sick and transformed into vicious animal, yeah. And the main character is still alive, the only normal person in the whole city of New York. Everywhere is so deserted and just full of mutated animals, vicious animals and vicious humans. And he walked on the whole floor covered with money, and he go into the bank vault, it's full of gold bars, and you just see the truly useless nonsense of making money or amassing money. If you see him walking on stacks of money, my God, it really drive home the message. But people watch it and just think entertainment. Because if they are afraid, then they have to do something. So we do what we do, at least you're doing it with your heart. You give the flyer and all that. Okay, maybe some people awaken, and maybe those people will affect other people. We just hope, okay? We're always hoping, yeah? Positive thinking is better than negative. But whatever, okay? We just meditate, yeah? Help people the way we're always doing, and distribute the flyer, awaken whoever they can. Yeah. Some of them are scared, but then have to do something, not just put the seeds in the attic, and save it for in case, what's the use of saving the seeds when gas, poison all over, and people are all dying and disease, who's going to eat them? Huh? If we die, nobody eat them. Or even if they save so much, it's maybe just enough for a few, The wealthy and the able, the one who can reach it, the one who will be able to profit from it. I don't understand human. And the point is, Maybe some of us think that, okay, we have money, we'll be able to survive, or we reach the seeds and we plant it again and all that, but who knows, maybe you can't. Rich or poor, when disasters strike, it'll be difficult to tell whether you have money or you're powerful, you can survive or not. And even you survive how long, If the whole planet is destroyed or polluted, where do you go with your seeds, with your money, with your power? Huh? And one more thing. If all the poor people die, or most poor people die, they are the workforce. Yeah? Who's going to plant seed for you? It is the workers, the farmers, the poor people who are cleaning the road, planting the trees, sowing the seeds. So I don't understand the thinking of this world. Do you understand me? Okay, I know you understand, but then we're doing our best, okay? We still do the flyer, who knows, it might help, yeah? But still, you understand the feeling, right? Well, it's happening everywhere already. Well, at least they are a little bit panicky now, it seems like all the government concentrate on it. At least it's some of the topic to discuss, you see? And they gather here and there, talk about it, recently. Yeah, they have to concretely do it. Everybody knows by now from the UN report that meat eating, animal raising, is one of the worst factor, or even the worst factor of climate change, global warming. And nobody talk about it. Everybody, okay, new energy, biofuel, hybrid car, compressed car, carbon sucking machine, dig a hole and store the carbon, as if it will not bust one day. And before that, you have to breathe in already, as if it will not affect you. I don't understand this. I mean, what is so difficult to put down one piece of meat and replace it with one piece of tofu, which is exactly the same, better nutrition, better for your health, more economized. How can anybody not just sacrifice a little palate taste, even if the meat tastes that great, even if they so love the meat, how can they not sacrifice it just for the sake of everybody's survival and their own children? How cannot? Just replace one piece of meat with another piece of tofu, that's all there was. And especially even nowadays, we have all kind of vegetarian meat. It tastes so delicious, like even soya. It looked the same, huh? I don't know if it tastes the same or not. It tastes good to me. It tastes delicious, even better, Still cannot put down that piece of meat. And no matter if they die tomorrow or their children suffer or not. It's not just about dying, it's suffering, mental and physical, psychological, emotional, before dying. Because all this gas, it's already in the air. It affects people a lot. But they don't admit it, they don't even claim on it. Well, some already say that it is because of that. Some scientists already do research and say it is because of global warming, that people have more mental illness, more internal organs failure and all that. There's evidence everywhere. But seems like nobody listen, nobody care. Still we continue to do it, okay? And then, if we die, oh well, we die happy. Where else do we go? We have only one planet. Even if now they want to go to live in Mars or Venus or thinking of other planet already, Oh, we found some planet look like Earth. How look like? Huh? How like? Huh? You have to go up there and bring machines up there to build houses. How much can a satellite carry? How much can a rocket carry? How many people at the time? How much fuel you have before you can carry people up? And how much machine you need, no? All kind of machine you need, for agriculture, for making clothes, oh la la, or we go back to the ancient time, weaving, looming, and sewing They sit with fingers because there will be no equipment up there. Then go back to natural, also fine. Only if we even have another planet to talk about. That's hundreds of light years apart. Even if you find it. How? Huh? We don't even have oil anymore. I mean, very less now. Huh? By the time they burn all the oil, they live in the mid-air somewhere. The rocket will not fly any further to another planet. And then they'll go around, eating sunflower seed that they brought with, or peanuts. Huh? And then what? The smart people should know all this. So far-fetched, the people who live in the city and who live in the faraway area, they think nothing happened to them, but it's happening. It just happened more to the people who near the gas. You see, the gas fuming from the ocean and from the land that's been defrosted is fuming everywhere. It's just that at the moment it's not so intense, yeah? And then you probably have a headache when you pass by some place, you don't know why suddenly the headache comes, you don't know suddenly your heart hurt, burns, you don't know why today your liver is no good, and then you take medicine and you forget about it, you know what I mean? But it'd be more and more intense if we don't do something.
You mean it's already started?
It's started a long time already. It's just not intensive enough yet. You know, the density, the gas amount is not yet so lethal. Okay, it is lethal to some people in some area where it's more direct, nearby. But most people, they live far away, little effect, you know, or not yet effect. Or very little effect, then they just blame, okay, I eat something bad yesterday, or maybe I drink too much alcohol, and blame it on drinking, or food, or, you know, or bad mood, or, you know, maybe, okay, old age, or whatever, I don't know that. Yeah, incredible. Human is incredible. Positive thinking also happens at the same time. If we, the positive people, believe in and think in that direction, we can change. We already did, and we will continue. We will change it. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah, for everyone, for the world, and for our children, and for ourselves, and for the sake of goodness. Yeah? It's still a beautiful planet, and we must save it. They should not be too busy fighting each other. They should be busy fighting disaster. Saving the planet. They spend a lot of energy already killing. It's about time they spend energy and money for saving. Saving life instead of destroying life. Don't you think? Yes. So at least our group, we have to use all our might, all our sacrifice we can to awaken the world and lead them into positive era. They have to think positive. But if they don't do something, they have to do something to save the planet, yeah? To save the lives of the inhabitants as well, including themselves. Suppose the whole planet destroyed, how much a billion money can help you? Huh? But when a disaster struck this planet, they kill everyone. Do you understand?
Yes.
There's no weapon in the space or in the moon or anywhere can even help anyone at that time at all. No matter what kind of president you are, or which country you rule, there's nothing. You are nothing. You are dust. You are less than dust at that time. You become nada, niente, nix, non-existent, finished in seconds, less than seconds. You understand me?
Yes.
Because we're destroying the planet. And we're fighting each other instead of fighting the real enemy. You know? That is the destroying of the planet and ruin the resource of the world. We are short, you know, if we don't stop. We'll be short of many things. And then the real war will really broke out. When people are hungry and desperate, then nothing can stop. You know what I mean? Because they're already desperate. They're already pushed to the wall already. They have nothing to lose. Then it will be much more trouble than now. So do what you can and think what you can. Okay? All positive. All for reconstruction of this world, all saving of the world. Otherwise, we also don't care. We go in heaven. But these people who left behind, who have not yet repented and who have not yet really earned any merit, they will go somewhere else. We have a new world for us. It's okay. But it's not because of that. We ignore the people who stay behind. You understand? It's for them that we're working. It's for the ignorant people that I'm working. It's not for you. Of course, you work, it's good for you. I already showed you the path and you're walking on it. I'm very pleased that you're walking straight. I'm not worried about you anymore. Yeah? And now if you content to work with me, then I'm very grateful. Yeah? If not, I'm not worried about you. They have to choose their path, they have to clean themselves. Yeah? But the people who are still alive, I'm worried for them. Yeah? Because I still can do something. We still can do something. That's why we meditate a lot. We're cleaning the planet, and we meditate, we retreat, we pray, all that. It's for these people, in case at least we can waken them up a little bit. And they can still stop now. They still can do it. And they still can go to heaven, high heaven, if they stop all this and try to help the planet. Don't even help me. Yeah? Don't need to do Kuan Yin method, or don't need to come to me, nothing. Just be a good human being is enough for me to help them. If they turn around and have a noble idea, want to save the planet and save all this generation and the future, then I'm already having good enough excuse to help them. So I hope the people in power will do that. Yeah? Because even if this planet is destroyed, we go to heaven. It doesn't matter to us. But you know, the bad karma cannot be destroyed. Yeah? If they make bad karma, they cannot redeem after they die. You understand? They have to redeem themselves now. Everyone is allowed to make mistakes until a certain extent. But once you turn around your head and want to be good, everything erased. And that's the law of heaven. Heaven is very, very forgiving and loving. You understand me? So I do hope that the people who can stop the war, can stop the catastrophe, do stop, so that heaven really have good excuse to have them. Otherwise, it will be millions of years in misery for these people who know which is good and don't do. Not just don't do bad thing, but knowing the good thing and don't do. And not just don't do bad thing, but do not stop the bad things happen. Also bad karma. And not to talk about encouraging it or supporting it is even worse. The same mind is very important to harness the power so we can move mountains. You understand me? We really have to move mountains if we want to save the world. Huh? 2000 passed already. If we continue the way people are doing, we're not out of danger, understand? But the government and the people of the world also have to do something. The concept of karma, or in the Western terminology, the consequence of our action. As you saw, so shall you reap in the Bible. It's not a Buddhist or Christian concept alone. It's a logical term, meaning that for every action there is a consequence. And the law of karma, meaning the cause and effect, is very exact. So we must stop the killing of other beings, and consequently our life will be spared. By being vegetarian, our human's consciousness is raised up to a higher level, cleaning up and elevating us to our original noble self again. As we plant the seeds of compassion, we will reap the love and peace in return. So to reduce bad karma, we must reverse our actions and create good karma by being benevolent, being kind, and being merciful. Then all these qualities will return to us in manifold. We will beget mercy from heaven and be able to preserve this precious planet and our lives. Stop animal raising. As we know by now, and animal breeding is the foremost cause of damage to our planet. and the health of the people even, and the detrimental effect on our environment as well. It will destroy the world if we do not stop eating and producing meat and animal products. Animal and meat production has been found by scientists to emit more greenhouse gases than all the transportation sectors combined. Methane, which is one of the primary gases emitted, causes up to 72 times more heat to be trapped in the atmosphere than the carbon dioxide. However, methane also disappears much more quickly than carbon dioxide. So if we stop eating meat, we stop producing animal product, then the planet will be able to cool down almost immediately. This is scientifically very logical also. There is no need to even talk about the moral issue. So the vegetarian diet is the fastest, easiest, and most effective solution for a life-sustaining planet.
With the emergence of the Asian economic powers, including China and India, and their increasing energy demands, what goals would you like to see such nations set in this regard?
I would imagine, of course, the heaven on earth. And to achieve this, it would be best for these energy-spending countries to develop in a wise and sustainable way. They all know that already. The question is to put it into practice, the knowledge that we have already accumulated. They should set goals to use sustainable energy and minimize their greenhouse gas emissions in their industries, because every effort is worth the benefit to their citizens' health, environment, and even the economy. This is the true meaning of prosperity. Unfortunately, as countries develop, their demand for meat also increases as they can more easily afford it. However, this is extremely counterproductive because demand for meat pushes up energy demands enormously. While worsening global warming, raising animals is responsible for 80% of all greenhouse gas emissions from the agriculture sector. Here are 3 reasons why these developing countries should also set no meat and instead propagate vegan lifestyle as their number 1 goal. First is to save energy for better purposes. Meat production is energy intensive and grossly energy inefficient. To produce 1 kilogram of beef consumes 169 megajoules of energy, or enough energy to drive an average European car for 250 kilometers. 1 6-ounce beefsteak costs 16 times as much fossil fuel energy as 1 vegan meal, containing 3 kinds of vegetables and rice. The UN IPCC's chair, Dr. Rajendra Pachauri, further points out that meat requires constant refrigerated transportation and storage, the growing and transportation of the animal's food, a lot of packaging, a lot of cooking at high temperatures for long periods, and a whole lot of animal waste products that also need to be processed and disposed of. Meat production is so costly and inefficient, so unsustainable, that it is bad business to produce meat. Second, besides energy, precious land, food, and water resources already scarce in these very countries are also wasted or degraded to unacceptable degrees. One study in India found that to produce 1 kilogram of beef requires 7 kilograms of grain for feed instead of direct human consumption, while yielding less than 1/3 the amount of protein. the poor are bound to suffer from hunger. And overall, increased meat consumption has always been correlated with jumps in chronic diseases such as cancer, heart disease, and diabetes, whereas before that, these ills were virtually unknown. Finally, one reason why developing countries should say no to meat production and consumption is that by turning to the plant-based diet, they will gain invisible benefits as well. In India and China, it is already taught in their traditions, in the law of ahimsa, meaning non-violence, and the law of karma, which says, as you sow, so shall you reap. Meaning, by turning to the virtuous, compassionate diet of vegan alone, they would generate such a positive, constructive energy. This new loving power could even stop the effects of climate change in their vulnerable lands and open up people's innovative thoughts to solve all manner of economical, social, and technological problems. And every country, whether developed or developing, will flourish in ways beyond our imagination. I promise it is true.
Penonton-penonton yang ceria, kami menghargai kehadiran Anda untuk episod hari ini berjudul Selamatkan planet kita daripada karma bermuda, sedutan daripada Kubah dan perbincangan Mahaguru Ching. Bahagian 3, siri bertiga, dalam rancangan antara guru dengan anak murid. Semoga setiap saat dalam hidup Anda penuh dengan kasih sayang, berkat dan rasa syukur. May you be living every moment with love, grace, and gratitude. For more details, please visit sprintmastertv.com/BMD.